Good morning, JDD Jaguars, and welcome to another edition of Roadmap to Success. Today, students, we are going to take a moment to honor someone who is very important to all of us as folks living here in the United States and as anyone who cares about justice and equality for all. We're going to honor the man who we named yesterday after, who we kind of took a day off to remember, and we're going to honor him here in JDD as well. That man is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And there are a couple of things that I do want you to do as you watch the video. We're going to have our questions in between, like we usually do. But one of the things that I want you to do throughout is this. I want you to make note of 3 facts about Dr. King that you didn't know before watching this video. And I want you to include the university that he went to. All right, so as we watch the video today about this amazing man, I want us to be thinking about 3 things that we did not know about him before. And as we watch him, let's think about our theme of pursuit of excellence for the month. How did Dr. King show excellence, and how did he pursue it? Right? How did he go after his dreams, regardless of what was happening around him or to him? Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to just create some background information. Right? So let's take a quick second. You can write this down, or you can just answer aloud if your teacher wants. Just who is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? Right? And why is he important to all of us today? All right, students, now that we've had a chance to go ahead and brainstorm and share what we already know about Dr. King, let's get into this very short biography of a magnificent man.
Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1929. Faith was always an important part of daily life, as both his father and grandfather were Baptist ministers. He thrived at a segregated high school, graduating at 15, before heading off to Morehouse College. He then dedicated 3 years to theological study at Crozier Seminary in Pennsylvania. While earning his graduate degree at Boston University, he met Coretta Scott, who he would marry and have 4 children with. King and his family settled in Montgomery, Alabama, when he became the 20th pastor of the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church. When Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to relinquish her seat to a white man on a Montgomery City bus in 1955, the incident lit a fire under the burgeoning civil rights movement.
His boycott of the bus system in Montgomery, Alabama was tremendously successful because he was incredibly strategic, and he worked with other people to get the individuals in Montgomery, Alabama to understand that they weren't going to take it anymore.
All right, students, so let's not forget that we should be taking note of some new facts that we're learning about Dr. King. But let's take a moment to just think, what was a motivation for Dr. King to become a leader in the civil rights movement? It can either be what was stated in the video, or what you think might have been a motivation given what was going on. Now, obviously, people are very complex. People have many motivations, and Dr. King had many motivations for why he wanted to become a civil rights leader. But I want you to take a moment to just answer, what was a motivation? What's one that you can come up with, given the video and given things that you know about Dr. King?
King's experience, passion for the cause, and position in the community gave him the credentials to become a leader in the 381-day boycott of the city buses. On December 20th, 1956, the Supreme Court ruled segregated buses to be unconstitutional. This was a major victory for the civil rights cause and proved King's nonviolent methods of protest could yield results. King was now the national face of the civil rights cause. He was jailed over 20 times, was once stabbed in the chest, his house was bombed, and he suffered relentless personal attacks on himself and his family. For a man of peaceful intentions, he unfortunately spent much of his life the target of violent intent, yet the threats never stopped him.
Dr. King inspired thousands of people through his eloquence and through his fearlessness, especially after his home was firebombed with his wife and his children. They showed through their courage that they were prepared to give their lives to the cause of freedom.
King worked tirelessly to promote the cause he so strongly believed in. And from 1957 through 1968, he traveled over 6 million miles, delivered 2,500 speeches, wrote 5 books, and dozens of articles. His hard work and ability to communicate earned him such respect that he earned the ear of President John F. Kennedy, who personally met with King.
All right, students, so we just heard a small bit about the different things that Dr. King encountered as he was this leader of the civil rights movement. And they're both good and bad things. So I want to take a moment. What is something that we can learn from Dr. King about pursuing our dreams? Whether it's something that we can learn from the negative things that happened to him or the positive, what's something that we can take away from his pursuit of his dreams for all of us? All right, Jaguars, now that you've had a second to respond, let's get back to our video.
Of all the speeches King delivered, none has stood the test of time like his famous I Have a Dream speech. Symbolically delivered from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in 1963, in front of 250,000 people, both black and white. King had become such a force in America that he was named Time Magazine's Man of the Year in 1963. A nice achievement indeed, but it paled in comparison when in 1964 he became the youngest man ever to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Martin Luther King Jr. was an American. He was deeply American. And what's striking to me is that he had more confidence and faith in American democracy, in the Constitution, and in the principles of fairness and opportunity than nearly all of his critics.
While in Memphis to lead a protest march defending the rights of striking garbage workers in April of 1968, King delivered a rousing speech titled, "I've Been to the Mountaintop." It would be his last. Standing on the balcony of his second-floor room at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, King was shot and killed. In 1983, Ronald Reagan signed a proclamation declaring the third Monday of every January Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a public holiday to celebrate the man and what he stood for.
All right, Jaguars. So, as the speaker talked about, Dr. King had a lot of confidence in what America could be for all of us. And with that, I want us to kind of think about two questions. Think about and respond to these two questions because our work isn't done here. Right? There's still work to be done to recognize Dr. King's dreams and to recognize our dreams. So, with that said, I want you to answer this question: what would America look like today without Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. if we didn't have him? And the second question I want you to consider is, what do we still need to do? What still needs to be done in order to really recognize Dr. King's dream? What would he want to see changed still if he were here today? I want you to think about that question, take a moment to answer it, right, as we get ready to go about our day, and think about what this means for our pursuit of excellence. What are some things that we can do, given Dr. King's vision, to pursue excellence? Have a great Jaguar day.